I hope you're all well and welcome to today's video. In this video we are going to be looking at level 12 to level 13, and as you can see this is quite a substantial level, so we're just going to go through it and take note of every instruction that has been listed. The goal for this is to find the password for the next level, which is stored in this file, and it is a hex dump of a file that has been repeatedly compressed, meaning that whatever file we are going to get has been repeatedly compressed, and I predict that it has been compressed in different formats. For this level, it may be useful to create a directory under this, in short, a temporary directory in which you can work. You can use this command with a hard to guess directory name, or you can use this other command which will automatically create a temporary directory and then name it uniquely. We're then going to copy that data file using this command and then rename it. These are some of the commands that we may use to solve this level, and this is some helpful reading material. As you can see, we have different, such as these two, even this one, commands to convert data into different formats. Now that we have these instructions in place, let us begin. We of course need to SSH inside that environment. I already have my password. I'm going to paste the password. We are in. We clear that. Now let us come back to the instructions. We have been told that the password is stored in this file. So let us see if we have it. Yes, there it is. And it is a hex dump of a file that has been repeatedly compressed, meaning that no matter the format in which we are going to find that file, it is a file that has been compressed multiple times and most likely in different formats. So we can find that the file is a text file, but it is actually some other format that has been compressed over and over until it has been compressed into a text file. Now, before we proceed to that next part, let us have a look at it. So I'm going to use file, data. As you can see, it is a text file, but if I check out its content, it has all this stuff, hex stuff. Yes, that just goes to prove my point. So it looks like a hex file, but the format is a text file, meaning that it may not actually be a text file. This is some kind of steganography where you encode data in different formats, such that if someone was to look at it, they would assume it is a text file, but in reality it is some other kind of file. Now, in the next part, we've been told that it may be useful to create a directory under this, or you can use this command. In short, they're telling us that in this level we are supposed to work in a temporary directory where we can either create it ourselves or we can use this command which will automatically create one and name it uniquely. I'm going to use this one because it is more straightforward. So I'm going to cd quotation marks and then parentheses, and then I can use that. What was it? This option just means a directory. Now, what this command that I have written means, everything inside these quotation marks, this is called command substitution. It simply means that I'm instructing Linux to run this command inside the parentheses, and then whatever output it gets should replace this entire block. So since this will create a unique directory, it means that it will now output the name of that directory and then replace the entire. So it will be as if I'm just writing, let me show you. Once it replaces this entire block, it is like now, writing cd and then some unique name. Should be a space here. It would be as if I'm writing that. It is just a way of an efficient way of writing these commands. So I'm just going to write it again. So cd quotation marks is then that. So this means just directly navigate into a temporary directory that we're going to create. There we are. Now we have also been told that we need to copy the data file using this command and then rename it accordingly. What I'm going to do is this, it was in the home directory, so data.txt, then copy to the current working directory. Oh, I've used cd instead of this. That is why it brought that error. Yeah, now it auto completes. So copy that. The second argument should be the current directory. So that is why I'm using a dot. So it is here. There it is. Now we need to encode it or decode it to its appropriate form. We have seen that it has hex content, which means we're supposed to convert it to a binary. And the utility that we need to use is this in Linux. This can be used to convert binary to hexadecimal or hexadecimal to binary. Now, since let me show you there. Yes, so you can use to create a hex dump or to do the reverse. So in this case, we already have a hex dump, so we're just going to reverse it. We have all these options over here. Now take note of this revert. It is used to reverse the operation. So in this case, we have a hex dump. Now we need to convert it back to a binary. How we do that is by ssd and then the file, and then we give it a name. So we can write level 12.binary. Yes, so we have level 12.binary. Now let us see, since as you know, this file was compressed multiple times, meaning that it can also not be a binary, it could be something else. So we can verify that using the file command. Let us see what we have. Yes, as you can see, this is a compressed file using the gzip. I think that is what it is called, the gzip format. So for that, all we need to do is use the gunzip. Gunzip is just a utility in Linux for compressing and decompressing files. So in this case, we are unzipping it. I mean, I do not know if it is gunzip or gunzip, whichever. So that command and then the file. Actually, before we do that, let us rename it so that we can so that it can be more appropriate, so that we cannot confuse it. So at least right now it is, as it says, a compressed data file. Now, as I was doing, we unzip it using that. Let us see what we have. We have this level 12. There is no format, so let us see what format it is using the file command. This is another type of compression format, but it is the same concept. So before anything else, let us just rename it level 12 dot. That is the format in this kind of data. Yes. Now let us see what we have here. And again, just to prove that this has worked, let us see. Yes. Now for this format, it is similar to the previous command. There it is for this particular format. and then the name. Now what do we have? Again, without a format, because remember this was compressed multiple times, so we're just going, it is like wrapping a gift in multiple boxes, each of them in a different size. So you go on unwrapping until you get to the final one. That is what we are doing. So let us see what kind of format we're dealing with here. It is again, so we rename it accordingly. Yes, so for this, again, level 12, so yeah, this is some other kind of format that is native to Linux, and for that all we'll need to do is use this utility. But before that, let us just rename it to make it easier. For this, if you have used Linux, then you're familiar with this format, because a lot of applications, when you download them, this is the kind of file that you're going to download. So let us rename it to that, and to extract it we use that, and then we have these options. All this means, the X means extract, and then the F means file. So it's just extracting the file, and then now what do we have? We notice that we have a new file. So what file is that? It is the same format, so I am going to give it another name. Again, dot we extract this. We have another one. I mean, the point of this level is to keep on doing this until we find the password. So it is a bit lengthy, but the concept is the same. All that this requires is for you to understand how to encode and decode data in different formats. So let us check out what this is. Same case, so data 6, we rename it as level 12. Again, dot okay. Let us confirm which interesting. Let us see what we have here. Ah, yes, that is the problem. I named it. Yeah, I named it that instead of level 12 again. Dot easy. Yes, now we can unzip it properly. This is a clue. This means that whatever we are trying to extract is not actually that format. So let us see if we can yes, this is hexadecimal, so We can confirm it using this. Yes. This is this kind, so I was using the wrong utility. We're just going to rename it again. No. Dot again dot, and then now we rename it level 12 again dot that. Yes, so extract it. We have data 8, a new file. What is it? Yes. Also take note that this displays a description of when it was compressed. So yes, this suggests that the data was indeed compressed in multiple file formats. So we're just going to rename this appropriately. Since this is that format, we're just going to write we decompress it. Since we have decompressed it, this should be the new file. So this is a text file. So what we can do, we can see what it contains. Since there is no decompressing that is as simple as you can get. And it contains the password. That is how you should have gone about it. I know it is quite lengthy, but this is also a way for you to practice how to compress and decompress, or rather encode and decode data in different formats. So it is safe to say that was the point of this level, to help you practice encoding and decoding, and also a little bit of steganography, so that at least you have an idea of how you would hide data in different formats. I mean, all these are just concepts that work together, and I hope that you found value in doing this, and I am open to hearing how else you solved this, because I understand that there are more ways than one to solve this. So I am curious to know how you solved it. Let me know. And yes, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope that you found value in it, and see you in the next video. Thank you and bye bye.